So we are back for our daily dLog launch and.scot launch. This is day 4. This week is flying back. And remember, before I talk to Debbie, who's with us in the corner there today on a slightly different screen setting, Debbie.
Yeah. We're
Great.
showing the sunrise in Scotland in the back of your view. I'm in the library.
Please do remember, you can join us for 7 days for free. So test this out, see what you think, and, make your decisions from there. Today's dLog.
www.and.scot. That's where they go.
Right. That's right, Debbie. So today's dLog is about success, and success comes in many shapes and forms. Debbie, what do you think success is?
Well, success to me is not about growth, and we were talking about this earlier as well. Success is an achievement of self. So I think that's really important. I think we've got into a position where success is now this comparable thing, and to me, it's not that. Success is very, very personal.
I think so too. And I think success has become confused with growth. So if you go to events, people talk about growth this, growth that, growth this, growth that. And I did repeat myself just for emphasis. But the bit that I often get lost in is that you feel like you have to have a growth mindset about your business, about 1x, 2x, 5x, 10x, when in fact success is the day you're in, right? Success is today. Success is knowing there's 2 things or 3 things that you wanted to get done today that are important, and you did them. That's
All
success.
one thing.
All one thing, yeah. So Debbie, we're also going to learn a little bit about routines in the dLog today. So what do you think about this? I mean, you are somebody who always talks about not liking routines and liking to do things differently.
I am. So I am probably the yin and the yang that we are, Dave, as a couple. So, and routines for me, I used to convince myself, my own self-dialogue was always about, I don't do routines, I'm spontaneous, I am all these things. The minute I actually started to do regular things, and for me, it was my consistency around journaling every morning, the morning page with Julia Cameron. I'll talk about that a different day, but for me, it actually had a massive impact. Daily activity for me was when I was hiking and walking every single day. So when I say I didn't like it, it's because I actually didn't do it. So the success came from doing the actions that I knew benefited me, and we're really good at self-sabotaging ourselves by not doing those things as well. We're brilliant. We're actually better at making excuses than doing the action. So success, and what we talk about through all of this, and the dLogs particularly, it's not about more, because I think that's the thing that can scare people as well as and worry people, is this is about and we go back to that habit stacking element of the dLog, the daily coaching that you're going to be using with www.and.scot, is that when you go there, the 3 minutes is all about and what am I adding it to? So cleaning my teeth, making the coffee in the morning, sat in the car driving to work, sitting at my desk, setting myself up. It's and that's the most important part. And that's success in itself.
Great, Debbie. Now we're going to play the dLog.
Go. Welcome to And Coaching, your daily dose of action and insight. This audio thought will help you be more intentional, set your thoughts positively, practice a skill, and do something differently. Combine this with something else that you do, walking the dog, brushing your teeth, brewing a coffee, even driving to work. Turn your idle time into an opportunity.
This dLog is all about success. How do you create success in your day ahead? A skill to help you with this is the word routine. Do you have a routine that allows you to measure success during your day? Here's a personal example. One of the things that I do every day is make sure I follow a routine that includes some of the following things. A glass of hot water with lemon to reset my system being my body. Then I have a lovely coffee, followed by great conversation with my wife, and then physical training to fire up my fuel gauges during the day. I do these things every day, or at the very least, at some point during the day, in order to deliver success and to have a routine that helps me succeed. What about in the workplace? How do you do a routine in the workplace? When you arrive at the office or at your desk, Do you have a process that you go through in order to be at your best? Whether it's clearing things away, putting things where they should be, having a to-do list or a set of key goals for that day, they are all things that you can do to be at your best. You might also listen to a dLog or a podcast or something to further enhance your mind, body or spirit. As you go into this day, having a success routine, putting the two things together, will enable you to feel better, to be better, and to have a better outlook all round. What is one action you could take to improve your routine today? What are the things that maybe you know you can do or have done before, and can you write those things down now, things that help you be at your best and more successful? And above all else, if all you do is stop and capture in your journal the things that help you be more successful and write them down and then do them, who knows how much more successful your day could become.
And just like that.
Now, I have to say, Debbie, that's a really clear message. And a little bit of fun before we depack that very quickly is I was testing out the comments feature on some of the live platforms, and we are able to do this. So this is me commenting myself on LinkedIn. So if you are watching on LinkedIn as a platform, you can interact. And I'm asking some questions. What is your success choice today? What is the thing you're going to make sure you do, or a couple of things that tonight you can say, I did that. So Deb, what do you think about the dLog we just listened to?
Well, for me, I think it's every time I listen to the dLogs and knowing that we're creating them, so it always stimulates something new. And I think that's the power of this and coaching, is that you listen to a dLog and it becomes a personal perspective. It's not just this is a group think. Well, for us, this is about how do you personalize it. So I wrote two things down. Success is not growth. So getting our heads into that, it can be, but if we sit in that space all the time, we're not going to focus on it. And also that we've talked about this a lot in our coaching sessions as well with people. But if we're having a 2 out of 10 day, which we can have, life is ups and downs, getting and achieving through that 2 out of 10 day is a success. It's not about getting to 10 out of 10 every day. It's because that's not even viable for us as people. So I think it's really getting to that point of define what that success looks like for you, and it will change. Success will also ebb and flow. And I think that's what's exciting. Add a routine into that, or a habit stack, i.e., what we're sharing with you, having 3 minutes every day is part of your routine and is success. Did I listen to my dLog today? Did I think about it? Doesn't mean you're going to apply it that day, but what you are doing, and I think this is the exciting thing about the 3-minute dLogs, is you are layering that subconscious with all of this information, and it will come up and you'll go, oh yeah, actually apply my routine here, adding a habit stack here, talking about gratitude that we've did this week, being intentional, layers. So it is all going to be there. And that is the idea of what we've created with and.coaching.
Now, I like what you're talking about, and I think that just bringing you alongside there with the camera is that I think if we can just all admit to ourselves that there are days when we are better and days that we're not so good, and if you were to stop and say what were the things you did on those days where you were better versus the days where you weren't so good, assuming there's no trauma or things happening that are quite difficult to process, difficult situations, then if you can notice the gap, then on the days where you're better, what if you were to do more of those routine things, or make those things your routine because you've noticed, and practice that for a while and see what happens? Because in my experience with routines making success possible, I find that those 8 things I do before 8, or those 8 things I do that day, before 8 is a metaphor. If I get them all done before 8 in the morning, I am absolutely thrilled. But it's about knowing those routine things that you do every day that make you better every day. I have 8 things. I shared some in the dLog. What's your list? And that's really all we're asking today as part of today's broadcast is what's your routines that you do that make you better? Do you know what they are? And if you do know what they are, how many of them are you doing your best to do every day as a routine? So Debbie, one last comment maybe about this habit stack thing. Why we want people to associate the word and to habit stacking.
Well, again, everything we talk about is about language, isn't it? So, and I think this is really important. Success is this dLog is the same thing. Success is make it personalized to you. What does it mean to you, not to everybody else? And I think the habit stacking is as important. So, habit stacking is setting yourself up for success every single day. But what it means is it's not more, it's and. And I think that's, the reason why we are and as a business as well is this is not about, I think sometimes we can load ourselves up with lots of pressure, right? And worry and concern. I should be doing that. I should be doing this. It's not about that. This is about what can I do to help myself and what will I do? And what am I already doing that I do every day without fail? So whether that's getting dressed, that's your and habit stack. Whether it's cleaning your teeth, whether it's literally that you have to have that morning coffee for you, and that's your add it as a habit stack. And so it becomes, that's the important bit. It's not more, it's and use what you already do. And then what you'll find is, and this is the success of and coaching, is layering daily support to yourself through and coaching, weekly reflections and accountability. What am I doing? How can I help myself? Have I asked? We've got a brilliant community for people to share, ask questions, contact an and coach. Then we do the monthly live. So you're just continuously already doing these things. They're just and to help you. And that's why we're here.
Great. Thanks, Debbie. And just like that, as you say in the exit to the dLog, that's another day's live cast completed. Remember, you can join us at www.and.scot for a 7-day free trial. Please do that. Test it out. See what you think. But above all else, we're just going to keep asking you to do something different. Whatever you have going on in your day, what can you do to make that day better? And success is built around the choices you decide in the morning and measuring whether you did them when you get to nighttime. Have a fantastic day. Every success with your daily dLog.